Go into this draft, we take a look. As Mars Tiny for the side of Winstrike, Morphling, Omni Knight, and Rubik here for Cyber Legacy. As with the Rubik, with the Omni Knight, you know, I like those first two picks. Obviously dealing with, you know, Purification early, as well as the Heavenly Grace, give you some protection a little bit later on into the game. Have that Guardian Angel for the physical damage coming through. Morphling, he'll be in the safe lane. I wonder if he'll be with the Rubik or not. I believe it's probably going to be Rubik as well as the Omni Knight. And then for Winstrike with the Mars as well as the Tiny, it should be a 4 Tiny, 3 Mars, but I know some teams have been playing that mid Mars overall, and now they go into the Snapfire, which should be the 5. So we saw Snapfire previously today, and it did not work out well. It was very easily taken care of multiple times throughout the game. Just unable to really get anything done as we got later and later into it. And now the Elder Titans picked up for Cyber Legacy, so you have that sweep available to you, as well as that Earth Splitter. The very effective passive that comes through as well.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So let's see what they do here for Winstrike. Looking like they need a 1 and a 2. The 1 already picked up here for Cyber Legacy. They're holding their mid for the last pick, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Winstrike just go to their safe laner here. And they do end up going to the Troll. So their control right now is Root, Avalanche, Toss, Fire Snap Cookie, as well as Spear, Arena of Blood. Like, they've got a lot of things going for them. Let's see what these final bans will be.
5 seconds remaining.
As they ban out that Shadow Fiend. So let's see. What would they want to ban out? Is TA still available? You could ban that TA out. Could ban. We've been seeing a lot of Kunkka today. We also saw Lone Druid in one of those games, but Urgon didn't exactly play that too well. He also played Meepo in that series.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So we'll see what Winstrike can do here. I like the Troll. I'm usually a huge fan of the Troll as well. You know, it seems like one of those picks that can really get things done. Another one of those heroes that does pick up the Diffusal Blade. I like the Arena with the, with the Mortimer's Kisses.
Radiant team pick.
Ban out that Huskar. They don't want to get cheesed, and they go to the Storm. So Storm up against this lineup. I mean, the lockdown is potentially sleep, as well as the telekinesis. Is not a lot going for them to really stop this Storm. We'll see what they want to do here. We've seen some Void Spirits. I kind of like Void Spirit. Have that Aether Remnant with the Yules. Potentially grab the Storm. Lock them down to get a stomp out there. Or as well as the Telekinesis. Maybe drag some things together. So let's see what this last pick will be here for Cyber Legacy. Razor's already out of this one. Huskar is out. Puck's out. And as well as the SF. Again, you've got opportunities here with, say, the Kunkka or the TA. If you want to go that route. Although, I've seen TAs get beat time and time again by the Storm. Again, I want to see something with a little bit of lockdown to give you. Just feels like if all you're relying on is telekinesis as well as the sweep, you might struggle a little bit. They go Ricky, so they're moving Morph mid. So it's going to be safe lane Ricky, mid Morphling, off lane Omni with a 4-position Elder Titan, 5-position Rubik. And for the side of Winstrike, got the 1 Troll, 2 Storm, 3 Mars, 4 Tiny, and 5 Snapfire, which is no surprise. So game 1 here in a spot where I feel like if Cyber Legacy want anything to do about getting to potentially relegation games and not straight elimination, they need to 2-0 both their final opponents. And that could potentially be really tough.
Prepare for battle.
So Bignum here with Palantimos. Will be in the safe lane. Morphling over mid. You've got Rubik down bottom with the Omni Knight, which is kind of the combination I thought they'd go to. We'll see what Omni Knight picks up first. If it'll be an early level into that DGen aura. And at least for the Elder Titan right now, you've got that Astral Spirit. We'll see when he starts to go into that natural order. As for Winstrike, it's your standard laning phase. DK Focus is going to be in the off lane. Meanwhile, they've sent a second mid, but that's TSA just crossing over, as they do have this Troll here with the help of Kakid on the Snapfire, and he's got Scatterblast to start. Or, looked like he used the Scatterblast there.
30 seconds to battle.
So Chappie just gonna go for this this outpost. They brought 3 euros towards bottom. They're gonna concede this bounty rune. It looks like they'll do the same towards top. So it should end up 2 apiece. Nobody crossing over at all.
The battle begins.
Like I said, 2 apiece.
I'll always remember how foolish you looked.
We'll be off and on it. So just for now, capturing opposite end outposts. Not really a big deal until that gets really closer to 10 minutes. Take a look as the blocks come in from Chappie and Will, as they're going to be sitting here up against Kakid and the Troll. It is Scatterblast level 1 here for the Snapfire, and we'll see how much damage they'll be able to do on a Chappie. Again, he'll have Purification early, but level 1, it's not the most amazing skill. Just 90 heal. Meanwhile, Lil throwing out Fade Bolts every now and then. He's got 1 Clarity, so Even that's not feeling that amazing. But at the same time, that Snapfire putting himself in a bit of a risky situation. TSA coming over. He does have toss. He'll toss him over onto the Ricky, but nothing to follow that up just yet as they're both sitting level 1. Then they hit level 2. You know, you'll have the Avalanche and Spear with the God's Rebuke. Maybe that turns into something more from TSA if he's able to find somebody over into the trees. We'll see how Pikachu's able to do up against Young G in this mid lane. It looked like that Morphling was going to be in the 1 position. But they end up making a swap a little bit late, and now a toss over once again. DK Focus doesn't have any mana to really work with, so doesn't have a Spear, doesn't have a God's Rebuke, so that toss is just a toss for the sake of throwing him up. Over bottom right now, they'll finally pop that clarity on Will.
Dire's middle tower is under
That'll
attack.
give him enough for one of the others so far. He doesn't have any mana to throw a Scatter Blast at the moment, but finally breaks that clarity, however.
Radiant's courier has been
Will comes over and just
Dire's
grabs the courier.
has been killed.
At the same time, Palantimos will lose his, the DK Focus. I believe got that Mango in and just used the God's Rebuke. TSA moving over and seeing what he can do here as, again, just the mana available on all these guys is pretty low all over, and he's going to make sure that they aren't able to get the pull to try and clear out this creep equilibrium. He went into those early boots, but at the same time, it's not exactly looking too amazing. Meanwhile, Young G getting chased by Pikachu, who doesn't continue the pressure, and Young G able to salve up. He gets himself a full duration salve, which was a little bit surprising there, considering the positioning of Pikachu, just allowing him to kind of have that full duration salve, even moving forward with about half the duration left on it. I just feel like maybe you turn and throw a shot. I don't think that would put you too much into harm's way. So Troll down here. Scatter Blast again. But now for the Omni Knight, it is level 2 under Purification, so doing that much more. Sitting at 160 damage and heal. And surprisingly, no first blood. Although the first bloods in all the games have been pretty late.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Take a look over again as Storm just getting walloped here right now by Pikachu. Pikachu sitting 21-3 to the 21-2 of the Storm. They're both still level 5, but it feels like it's constantly Young G who's the one retreating, playing defensively, despite, you know, the CS being pretty much equal. Pikachu focusing a lot of that damage out on a Young G, who does have a couple sips left in that bottle as well as a Tango, so he should be a-okay. Really not dealing with too much in terms of harassment that he can't deal with his regen. And all over the place, it seems to just be a bit of a farm fest overall. Toss comes out. If they had a spear to throw him back, which they did, they might have been able to make a move, but the Blink Strike over, as well as the tricks of the trade. Another Blink Strike available, and First Blood's there for Palantimos. The positioning from the Tiny just seeming like he thought he could get away with a toss like that, but the Blink Strike at level 2 here with tricks of the trade as well. Yeah, you've got those 2 charges. Had it been just 1 charge, you probably survived, but unfortunately, you put yourself a little bit too far out there, sitting too low on health, and you end up very dead and giving up First Blood at the side of Cyber Legacy. So TSA comes over again. This time he's got full health and mana, but still pretty tough overall just to find yourself a kill, because even with an Avalanche as well as a toss, you get the tricks of the trade and Blink Strike away. Chappie getting a little bit low. They look over a little for a second, but they just don't have the damage. The Fade Bolt lowering it. Snapfire dealing with 46 there, and well, I think it was minus 23, so put it the troll over at 50. Really didn't have much of anything. But Avalanche Toss comes in again, and it feels like those Avalanche Tosses are there to just be there, and it's not really causing them much fear. That spear hits, and it's just a little bit of harassment, but Palantimos, 5.9 regen, it's not the best in the world, but I don't think he's really all too worried at the moment. So 640 on the clock, and it's just 1-0, but strictly farming in that first blood is giving the side of Cyber Legacy a 1,000 net worth lead, and Troll continuing to farm up. He'll go into the treads, probably go Diffusal afterwards. And Young G still level 7, so he does have that Ball Lightning to work with. We'll see if Young G can make anything happen, and how early, if at all, he'll try to make a move over. If anything, he probably needs a full bottle to go after anyone. Continuing to farm is this Ricky. Take a look over. Storm retreating. Pikachu continuing to farm. He takes that long walk back. Bottom Fateful comes in, and they've got the Fire Snap Cookie at level 2 as well as Scatter Blast. But maybe they'd want to do something, but the attack is over towards top. Tricks of the Trade already comes in. They don't have Palantimos able to go invis just yet. He actually doesn't have an Electric Vortex, so they don't get the kill. Salve is used. They want to turn this. Blink Strike forward. God's Rebuke as well as the toss. Can they get the kill to Palantimos? They can. They trade out DK Focus as Pikachu comes over. They've got a Ball Lightning, which won't put them too far away from Pikachu. And TSA taking a lot of damage. The slow of the wave form. They'll get the kill, and now Pikachu, no Adaptive Strike, but the damage coming in pretty heavy on a Young G, so a 2-for-1 in the favor of Cyber Legacy. Meanwhile, Chappie on the run. Fire Snap Cookie, it lands. They're hoping to get a root. They finally get one. Maybe they could get a second. Do they even need it? Oh, they get it. Just on the edge. Meanwhile, Storm, he's dead under the Tier 1 tower. They at least get that. Game has sat pretty even so far, or thus far. TSA ends up dead to Palantimos, just finding himself out of position if you take a look at the minimap over towards top.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
For right now, about 10 minutes in, we take a look. The Morphling doing a really good job. He's sitting down bottom. Chappie's here mid, but what can they really do to him? He's got level 3 into the Purification. He hasn't gotten into the Guardian Angel just yet. He doesn't really need it. 2 into the DJ Aura, 1 into the Heavenly Grace. I mean, enough to survive. Did have that one death just a moment ago, but right now I feel like they have to heavily commit to try and get something to happen. Chappie comes over, Heavenly Grace. There's the Fire Snap Cookie. They get the sweep on 2 of these heroes, and now Pikachu coming over. He's got the Scatter Blast to slow up 2. Ball Lightning forward, Electric Vortex onto the Elder Titan. Now, can this Troll do anything onto the Morphling? If they could get a root, they might be able to get the kill. They'll get the kill and Bignum off the screen. And the Mortimer's Kisses won't be enough damage. However, we're moving TSA over to potentially get an Avalanche as well as a toss back, but well, really nobody there to get the toss back too. So while Morphling's doing okay, so is the Storm and the Troll. Ricky's sitting a little bit further behind. He's just trying to farm it up against this Mars for right now. About 11 minutes in.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Game is not really popped off, I would say. I mean, usually you can feel when a game is kind of popped off and everything's trying to go to chaos, which we've seen a couple times today. For right now, it's been pretty stationary for the most part. Farming up, just trying to get what you can. Is whew, Snapfire almost dies, but they do lose a Will over in the mid lane. And that's all while they're taking a tier 1 bottom, so they're okay with losing Will, who I believe, yeah, is the it's in 4 so far. Going around of Atos, so yeah, he's taking farm priority at least for right now over Big Gnome, who was the 4 before Will was here. Dust isn't gonna land. They'll start to look for this outpost. They've also brought a couple of heroes over here. They do have the arena ready, and they'll get Scatterblast stolen. And Scatterblast hits on a little again, and they're looking for the arena. They'll toss him over. Tricks of the Trade should be able to get this Riki out of it, but they've got the dust. They might be able to get multiple kills off this, but the waveform forward, they look over the troll. Can they at least get one? They do. And now Kakid, he might turn and throw some kisses out. But Pikachu hunting. Can you at least kill this Rubik? Rubik does a good job of eluding those shots, and they only get a 1-for-1 trade, but very beneficial there for Winstrike. So Troll back to farming, trying to get this Diffusal Blade. Storm, he's been farming the whole time as well. He's going into a Kaya, presumably a Bloodstone afterwards.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So even at 6 though thus far, and go for that Blink Dagger early here on the Mars. You want to have that initiation possible with the Arena of Blood, as well as the fact that you've already got the Storm who's going to ball lightning in, most likely Electric Vortex, lock somebody down, Blink Dagger soon for the Tiny. So multiple forms of initiation here that are really going to help you look for some pickoffs throughout this game.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Telekinesis. Waveform forward, and the Stolen Scatterblast. They do a lot of damage there to get that kill onto the troll. Shut him down real quick. Trappy will get credit for that one. Purification comes out as the Morphling over with that waveform. And themselves an easy kill. It's about really when the Storm's going to start to try and be active, or if he can get active. And DK Focus changes his mind, and now is going to end up going for the pipe instead of the blink.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Stun out,
Radiant's
but
middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle
nothing
tower
really
has
more to
fallen.
follow this up. Look over for the Tiny, and they've got Telekinesis again. Blink Strike over, Dust comes out, Toss Avalanche, Ball Lightning in, but there's Tricks of the Trade and the Blink Strike over. Can they at least trade? They can. And they're looking for a +1. Electric Vortex, a lot of damage. Mortimer's Kisses flying in. Young G will get them a second, and that's a double kill for the Storm. We were wondering when he was going to get active, and finally he moves over, and they take out 2. They're going to look for this tier 2 tower.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
Avalanche toss on the Morphling. TSA finding the Morph. Completely into that Agi, and just gets caught with 840 total health. So F10K betters, of course.
Are scanning.
freaking out at 9-8.
Huzzah!
See who can finish this one off, as they've got Pignum sitting pretty far behind in terms of not only net worth, but I believe levels as well. Yeah, 2 levels behind. What's the experience difference? It's got to be quite a bit. It's 4,000. And the win percentage still not in the favor of Winstrike, surprisingly enough.
Huzzah!
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And they'll go over and they'll take out the tier 1 tower over towards mid. They are continuing to pressure these objectives, doing a good job on the side of Winstrike, despite the fact that it's really just 9-8. Nothing too crazy overall in terms of team fights. It's been pickoffs after pickoffs, but the E-Blade is finished off finally here for Morphling to go into this shotgun build. We'll see if it really helps them out to try and defend against the constant pressure that's coming in from Winstrike.
Radiant's
So
bottom tower is
Palantimos
under attack.
sitting here over towards mid. I feel like they're trying to bait out the tricks of the trade to potentially move forward.
Radiant's
That's
bottom tower is under attack.
kind of what they did, but they didn't have anything to follow it up. Entire time over mid. Let's take a look. They've got the silence, the Snapfire cookie. They'll land the sweep. The Earth Splitter coming through. And nobody did just yet, as they've got Lil Low, but he's got himself the Guardian Angel, I believe, that he must have stolen. They look over at Palantimos. They've taken out Kakita already. They'll take out a second, taking Lil and Palantimos out of this fight, but they look over at Pikachu, who has this E-Blade now on cooldown. He tries to come in with a shotgun build. The sweep comes out onto the Troll as well as this Mars. But back on the Rubik, he'll try to TP back into this fight and make something happen, but unfortunately, by the time he buys back and TP's in, there's not much they can do. So 11-9 so far, 2,000 net worth lead right now for the side of Winstrike. You've got Morphling now going into the Manta style. Ricky, who really hasn't felt too prevalent. Like, he had some early kills in the laning stage. He's 4-4-2. He's got that Diffusal Blade. He's going into the BKB. They'll try to 5-man smoke, make something happen if they can find it. Trolls over here with the Diffusal Blade, sitting closer and closer into the BKB, and they try to smoke themselves, but they've been found out immediately. TSA, he gets killed off to start this fight. They look over as Young G now needs to maybe run. They've got the Arena of Blood down. They should be able to take out Palantimos very quickly as Will loses his courier and the ball landing away. Earth Splitter comes in. That'll pull back DK Fogus. They look for Kakid. Scatter Blast out. Turning. Adaptive Strike. Doesn't get the kill. And a 1-for-1 favoring the side of Winstrike. So, Winstrike, it feels like, win another fight. And this is a fight that, it's not bad that it's a 1-for-1. It's more about the fact that it sustains them through where now the Troll can continue to farm while looking into this BKB. He's not too far away from it. And, this just opens up space where he doesn't die in that exchange, and now he's able to farm it up. Bloodstone finally finished here for this Storm. Morphling still working on this Manta style. You know, looking to get into that Yasha. Potentially go straight into the ulti orb, but I'd be surprised to see the buyout on the Yasha. They've got the spear coming through from DK Focus. A second hero in Chappie coming over. The waveform forward Scatterblast hits. How far are you willing to go, Pikachu? They've got TSA, who is ready and willing with a Blink Dagger, but I believe he blinks the opposite direction. Looks here for this Rubik and gets the kill. So at least one coming in so far. They've got the net out onto TSA, who will Blink Strike away. Ball Lightning over, disrupting a bunch of these heroes who are on the run. The Heavenly Grace placed on a Plantimos, as well as the Guardian Angel getting popped. And he'll get the kill onto the Omni Knight, making it a third, potentially a fourth with Plantimos right there. Realizing now that when I called that Rubik, it's still in the Guardian Angel. It's just Guardian Angel on him. As they play for the same team, taking out that Morphling.
You blew it! Love this part!
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Get that tier 1 tower, now moving into the tier 2.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has
Just
fallen.
one more outer tower remaining here for the side of Cyber Legacy, as Winstrike really rolling through this one. As they've been able to sustain for the most part. Now they're going into the BKB, or have the BKB on Troll. That'll be an Orc in next here for the Storm, who's now at 18 Bloodstone charges. And Troll with the 10-second BKB, most definitely willing to fight if it comes down to it. Again, pressuring the tier 2 tower. Pikachu gonna come here and defend. Adaptive Strike doing a good chunk of damage. Place down that sentry, trying to see if Rubik's nearby. They're staying on the tier 2. They really want to make a move in on this. Roche still available, potentially taking a fight and then going after the Aegis.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant
Get
are
the scan out. They've got the Rod of Atos finished here on a Lil.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Let's see what he's able to accomplish. They've got the root out on the Pikachu. The ball ending over to the backlines, looking for Big Gnome. Electric Vortex pulls him close. They should be able to get this kill easily. The rest of the team disengages, and now I believe it should be over in a Roche. Not really much in the way of them stopping this. Already way too late. Unfortunately, the troll just continues to get bashed.
Is mine!
But with that, they're going to start to focus their attention towards bottom. Blink, Avalanche, Toss. They've got the Dust Pikachu again getting caught low on half full total health. 880, full in the Agi, gets caught, gets killed, and it could be one more as they find the Ricky. And Tricks of the Trade, the attempt away. Avalanche Toss once again. Palantimos gone. 9,000 net worth lead here for Winstrike.
The storm was coming.
Now shall the battle turn. I'll always remember how foolish you looked.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So again, they go for the tier 2 tower over mid. continue forward to look for the tier 3. E-Blade thrown. Aegis is out on the Storm, so they're going to have to try and keep this troll alive. Fire Snap Cookie as they continue to put some pressure on. Back off with the troll sitting low. Just getting a bunch of chimp damage onto that tier 3 over mid. Pick up the gen, they'll pick up the Orchid. Things finishing off here for the Storm Spirit, as well as looking like they want to clash soon. Storm going to start to shift over towards mid and ending up towards that top end area.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Definitely looking to engage here. Keep the pressure on in multiple lanes. They have the bottom lane pushing in. They're smoked up. I'm not certain if they caught that vision, but the ball laning all the way over. They've got the Orchid. Can they kill this Morphling? They can. Very quick kill there. Can they at least return the favor? I mean, he's got the Aegis, so it's going to be very tough. They don't get the smoke screen down quickly enough. Avalanche as well as the toss, doing a lot of damage here on the big number, as well as Palantimos. And Earth Splitter coming through. That'll land on the TSA, but it doesn't do all too much. Guardian Angel comes in, as well as the Mortimer's Kiss is flying through from this Snapfire off screen. Trying to do as much damage as possible to kill off Palantimos as well as Chappie. They'll call GG on the side of Cyber Legacy. Winstrike will end up taking game 1. So they take game 1 there and make it look pretty easy. I mean, the entire time they were the ones putting the pressure on, and it really didn't feel like Cyber Legacy had many answers. 23-10 overall, only 10 kills, and I mean, 10-1 for Young G. He had a very good time over mid, really turned that and parlayed that into a good game overall. I believe he had like 24 Bloodstone charges or something like that at the end of the game. And, you know, ended with that Aegis. So, wire-to-wire win, really, for them. They were behind a little bit, but really held control throughout most of it. And Winstrike game 1. We'll be back with game 2 in just a moment. I'm your caster B-Cop, joined here now just by myself. And we'll be back in just a moment. Love you guys. See you in a bit.